in Thursday. That would have been a great opportunity for us if we'd have been able to find a way to win that game. Played poorly and lost the game, but we're in the fight. We're in first place. We've got to find a way to win the next game.
Why was it so hard to find the right adjustments during the game?
It's a challenge in a game to get going. You got to execute plays, and we didn't do a good job of that.
John, Marlon talked after the game about, he was asked about the big plays again, and he said he feels like somehow there's a disconnect between you guys do great work in practice and then it doesn't necessarily show up in the games all the time. What can you and the staff do to kind of help them with that, I guess?
Yeah, I don't think that's a running theme for the whole season. I think Thursday night that was a big part of it, There's no excuses. We didn't play well. We made so many mistakes. We had just error after error, missed assignments, blocking the wrong guy, going the wrong direction, not communicating the check, across the board. It was just a myriad of mistakes. Why did that happen? There's a lot of reasons. It's a short week. We played 99 plays on offense. The 5 days before that, I think our guys might have been a little mentally tired, but we never going to step up and say that's the reason for it. We just didn't do a good job of executing the game plan, and the game plan wasn't good enough to attack what we were going against. It just all goes hand in hand. So we spent time looking at every detail of that. We spent all day Friday. We spent all day Saturday, as a staff going through all the things on the different sides of the ball, just trying to detail out exactly what we're doing, make sure we're doing the things guys can do, things that we can actually get practice. Sometimes it's a good idea. It looks good in practice. We were walking through last week. You don't get a chance to do it at speed, and you get out there and it doesn't execute. So that's the challenge of football. You don't just say, oh, if everything's smooth, you're going to go out there and look great. You've got an opponent that's going to go out there and try to do everything they can to keep you from looking great. And it's going to be who does the best job of it in that game. And I think it plays out every week in the National Football League, and that's what makes football so exciting and makes it the game that it is.
Yeah, it's a cliche to say that the NFL is a copycat league, but when something works against a team, other teams are going to look for it down the stretch. With that in mind, how do you perform better against like a cover zero blitz, and what's the key to that?
Yeah, you perform better against it. We'll have great ideas against it. We have great ideas against it. Schematically, there's nobody has better ideas against anything than we do. It's certainly cover zero. We've got some great answers for it that are going to give people a lot of problems, and we've just got to welcome the next time they run it. We've got to do everything in our power to be prepared for it in terms of being ready to execute against it, communicate against it, and make big plays against it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. So those plays are going to be hit or miss. The blitzes are going to be hit or miss. So you got to make them pay with big plays, and that's what we're going to work very hard to do.
John, I know you were asked after the game about Tavon and didn't have an update. Do you know how severe the foot injury is?
Doesn't look real severe. He'll have a chance to play this week. That was good. That was fortunate for us.
On Patrick Queen's play, the strip sack, and he tries to scoop and score there. Clearly there's 10 minutes to go. You're down 2 scores. From a coaching standpoint, do you want a guy trying to do that rather than – because, it looked questionable whether he could have fallen on it. The Miami lineman was right there.
It's a great question. And I think in the heat of battle, it's funny, I had the same conversation with our owner, Steve Bisciotti. And he was basically saying in the heat of battle, he was thinking, pick it up. Then all of a sudden he was thinking, fall on it, when you don't get it. So I think that's a judgment call that guys make. When in doubt, I think you fall on it, no question about it. You want to make sure you get possession of the ball. That's an easy priority to see. I don't think Patrick saw the offensive lineman coming. The offensive lineman made a nice play. Hindsight, I definitely want him falling on it. In the heat of battle, I want him falling on it if he's not sure. But if he has space to pick it up, I want him picking it up and running for a touchdown. So that's football, and you try to do the best you can without shackling your guys and handcuffing your guys away from making big plays.
I think today's the Wolf 21-day deadline expired, or tomorrow is. Is there any resolution on that?
There's not on that. That's not going to be looking good this year. I think Derek's going to be out for the rest of the year, in all honesty. It looks that way. So I don't really have any details on it. I can't say that I understand it completely. It'd be a good question for our medical people or for Eric if they want to put a statement out, or if Derek wants to say something, because I won't get it right exactly. But it's just he's not in a place where he's going to be able to play.
You say, is it just the back?
That's why I just said I'm not in a place to detail all that out.
Coach, sometimes it's very risky when a defense go with 2 linebackers, and in this case was for Lamar. Is it the most uncomfortable you see Lamar acting in the pocket?
No. It's not the most uncomfortable I've seen him. I mean, he's going to be comfortable, uncomfortable every single week. I mean, there's challenges to picking up pressures and blitzes and all those different kind of things. So Lamar does a great job in the pocket. You know, he's one of the best I've seen, seeing the pocket, seeing the pressure. He'll hold the ball longer than most and make throws and make plays, you know, running out of the pocket. So I'm very comfortable with what he's doing and, you know, the challenges that he presents to defense. And I want him to play like he plays. And, of course, you know, things he can get better at, he's very aware of. He is the first one to acknowledge them, and he's going to work on improving.
John, talking about guys coming back from Ara, was Nick Boyle close to playing on Thursday? Or?
Yes.
John, we asked you about just pass protection a few weeks ago, and you said, you know, with Lamar style, there's going to be sacks. You're not going to go again. Are you still in, you know, not even talking about the Miami game, but the past few weeks, pass protection, are you still okay with how it's going, or can there be improvements as far as the overall pass protection?
Of course, absolutely, there can be improvements. I mean, those things, from a technique standpoint, from an assignment standpoint, communication, which way we're going to slide a protection or who we're going to work towards. Sometimes you're in a five-man, you know, empty protection, and you know, they may bring an extra guy, but more often than that, they'll bring a guy that you're sliding away from, and you've got to be able to throw off of that, or Lamar's got to make him miss because he's not going to be blocked. Those are just the things that go with execution. In this case, the passing game. Sometimes you just go and run against it, you know, and beat it that way. So there's always things that can get better. I was talking about the general, you know, philosophy and approach. You do build around your quarterback. So the way you attack those things is not one size fits all. You know, you do it towards the strengths of your quarterback, your offensive line, your receivers, your backs. And I think Lamar is a very unique guy, you know, so you want to have unique answers to you know, protect and to attack defenses.
John, what are you seeing from Justin Fields and just how he's continued to get better week by week?
Yeah, last 2 weeks, super productive. 2 weeks ago in the third game before that, he was Tampa Bay and San Francisco, really running around, making a lot of plays with his legs. Stood and made some throws the last couple of weeks. Had a big fourth quarter against Pittsburgh. So he's growing.
All right.
Is that okay?
John, what does Tyson Williams have to do to become more involved in the offense?
Every player just has to contribute and perform and produce when they're out there. And that goes for any player. So, you know, if you're a running back, you need to run hard. You need to break tackles. You need to get yards. You need to pass protect. You need to run the right route out of the backfield, catch the ball, get upfield. If you're in the rotation, special teams sure would help you. Get out there and go run down kicks. Get on the punt team. Get on the punt return team, because that's how you get on there when you're the third back in that case. So I'm not talking about one player. It's anybody in that spot, or it's anybody in any position. You got to produce.
And, one other injury question. Ben Cleveland, we saw him before the game, you know, run around. Does it look like he's progressing to a point where he might be an option coming up?
Yeah, he's going to be an option coming up. I don't know if he'll make it this week or not, but he'd have a chance. Okay? All right, thanks.